Daniel, over here. First of all, congratulations on the victory. I'm just wondering what were your thoughts when the scorecard read split decision? Dana was in here and he thought it was pretty obvious that you had won.
Hearing it was a split decision, I definitely thought, it's a close fight. It's a really close fight, and I thought I did more in the later rounds, and I picked up the pace a little bit more, I did what I had to do to win the fight.
How much of that, the fight playing out, was it you just didn't have time to prepare? It was a completely different style of opponent. These have been going over all night, so we're gonna have it. But how did the fight play out in your expectations, given you only had essentially less than 24 hours to prepare for a new opponent?
Yeah, there was no preparation for this guy at all. I mean, I barely had preparation for Holland, but like I said all the time, like I really don't have any preparation in any of my opponents. I just like train really, really hard. And last minute switch up was definitely no preparation. We just knew that he hit hard, and we just went out there and just stick to the plan.
And what was the last 24 hours like for you when you got the call that you're going to have a new opponent? He weighed in 10 pounds lighter than you, different style of opponent. So what was the process over the last few hours?
I wasn't sure if he was going to take the fight, considering that I did weigh in at 9 pounds heavier than him. But when he did, I mean, I was happy that he accepted the fight. I mean, I've been looking to fight for it's been a while. I'm coming off a year layoff, and against an opponent like that it was a crazy situation. But like always, I mean, I'm like I said before, I'll fight anybody. That's why I stepped up to fight Holland, and I stepped up to fight this guy. So it really makes no difference on who I fight.
And were you able to say anything to him after? I know there might be a language barrier, but what were you saying to him in there after?
No, it was all respecting, man. It was like more of like thank you, and you're a good dude. Like he showed 100% respect. I could tell like he's a good dude, and it was all respect and love, and we just went out there, had fun.
And what did you make of the main and co-main event fight, Kevin's performance against Khamzat, and then Nate Diaz's big win over Tony?
Yeah, I was really surprised. Kevin Holland was, just completely dominated the way it was. It's kind of interesting to see, considering we were supposed to fight, but then again, like that was, he had a whole different fight in mind when it came to me. Didn't really have time to prepare for Khamzat's fucking crazy takedowns and shit, but that was interesting to see, moving forward, because I won my fight and he lost. Obviously that puts us in different areas, me climbing up the ranks with Li being ranked number 11, so I'm interested to see where I sit at in the rankings, and I just want to keep climbing, and it doesn't even matter if it's a ranked opponent who's next or not, but I'm kind of like it changes a little bit that he lost and I won,
I know this fight was at 180, but you do fight in the welterweight division. What went through your mind when you hear Khamzat came in 8.5 pounds over and then was kind of made light of it, was making jokes online, giving the finger on the scale? What was going through your mind when you heard all that?
Man, I was surprised. I mean, I don't know how he could like flip off the crowd and like just I'm not a fan of that. Like, I'm not a fan of that style or that kind of person, being unprofessional and not having any remorse for the people that do come in on weight, do their job, and I just don't respect that.
Hey, Daniel, back here. Obviously, with everything going on and the history with Holland, was there a part of you that was a little disappointed that you didn't get to, trade gloves with him tonight?
I mean, I wanted to fight him. I mean, this fight with him was supposed to like just kind of get past it. This is the second time already I've been scheduled to fight him, and it doesn't happen. All the trash talk back and forth is just getting old. I want to just get that shit over with already. But yeah, like I said, me winning and him losing kind of changes things. So I mean, I'm moving forward, and so that's all I gotta say about that.
I saw that you had said that, hey, you're trying to ride, with the Diaz train, that you might have been the first one to light up at the press conference. Did all the drama kind of just cancel those plans, or were you still looking to do it when you got out there on Thursday?
Man, I wanted to do it, but like I said, as everybody knows, shit got all crazy back there, and yeah, it kind of fucked up the whole press conference or whatever. But I got my chance to shine a little bit, so I ain't tripping.
Now, I think a lot of people looking at this style like, oh, Rodriguez is a striker and all that. Are you excited as you fight these bigger and more higher ranked opponents about showing more of your game and showing just how complete of an athlete you are out there?
Yeah, I just like a little bit more time to prepare, like a fight camp or prepare or whatever, But like I said, this last minute opponent kind of switch up was kind of one of the situations where we both didn't know what to expect out of each other. I knew he was a heavy hitting striker, and he knows I'm obviously a striker, and yeah, the fight didn't even go to the ground really, other than me slipping or whatever, a little takedown. Yeah.
Who's going to have a better season this year, the Rams or the Lakers?
Just the Lakers all day. Let's go.
Congrats, man.
Daniel, over to your left. What is the hardest thing, like when you train for a guy like Kevin that you know is going to strike with you, and now you get a guy that has wrestling background? What is the hardest thing about going in and fighting like that with no preparation?
The hardest thing I would say is just, it's not really hard much. It's just like not knowing what to expect, really. You never know what to expect in a fight, but like to have like an idea of going in there with a longer range striker, with the more threat and as far as jiu-jitsu goes, to like a kind of shorter opponent and who like kind of wings his punches like really wide. I just gotta it goes to like one of those things where you just gotta have a real good fighter IQ and figure it out as the fight goes.
D-Rock, congrats on the win. And shout out to that Monster sponsorship. You're all, color coordinated, right?
Oh, yeah. That's my style.
You guys were both welters, same catch weight. But, man, there was a difference physically in that bout. You looked like a straight-up middleweight. Did you feel good in there? Were you loose? How was that cardio?
Yeah, my cardio felt great. It felt really good, actually. I felt like I didn't gas out much. I just... it's been such a long time. I felt like I had a slow start coming into the first round, but once I got warmed up and I got loose, I was able to knock off the ring rust. It's been like a year, so I feel like that's kind of like a reason why like the fight was so close, is like me having a slow start in the first round. But I knocked off that ring rust and I'm ready to get back in there.
You kind of touched a little bit about it on the media day, but you had Tony, Nate, Martinez, Irene, Mexican-American. Did that give you a little bit more oomph, or you just get up for fights no matter what or how close we are to Mexican independent?
Oh, no, it felt really good to have Diaz and Ferguson and Martinez. And like everybody, all the Mexican-Americans on the card, of course, I'm from Los Angeles, and I'm real heavy in my culture, Mexican-American, and the whole style feels really good. This being one of Diaz's last fight in the UFC, I wanted to wanted to shine a little harder than I did, but I pulled off the win, and that's all that matters.
Right on, man. And last for me, in case the opportunity comes up, we need a replacement, yada yada. How realistic now is it to go to 85 and 70, or you're gonna just stay at 70 regardless? You're gonna just...
It all depends on the opponent as far as 85 goes, because there's some 85ers that are big as hell, and there's some, fighters like Holland or like myself that are like, have to cut a lot of weight to get to 70. It all depends on the opponent, man.
Right on. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Sir.
D-Rock, to your right. You're most likely going to take Li Jingliang's number 14 ranking on Tuesday. How does that make you feel?
It feels good, man. It feels good to get a ranked name under my belt. My name was in the rankings before my injury, and I felt like people kind of forgot about that. But since I hadn't fought in such a while, my name kind of just moved down a couple spots. It's gonna feel really good to see my name back in there.
And with your nightmare hand injury that forced you out for almost all year, how did it feel in there?
Oh, man, there's no problems at all. I'm glad I took the time and had patience this time around to let it heal properly.
And finally, most of your fights have been on short notice in the UFC. Do you want your next one to kind of have like a good 3-month fight camp? Like, what are you looking at?
I mean, yeah, that ideally, I'd love a full fight camp, but you know, since my injury, like my main goal was really to get back into shape and be in good enough shape to like be able to take a fight in 2 weeks' notice. That is the plan. The plan is like to take a week off. Obviously, my legs kind of like banged up a little bit, so it's gonna be hard to start moving early. But yeah, I'll take a week off and then get right back to it. I got my teammates got fights coming up, and I want to be there for them. And yeah, I'll be ready to take any short notice calls. I mean, this is the second 24-hour notice fight I have under my belt. So yeah, I'm down for whatever.
Congratulations.
Thank you.